Welcome to day 20 of Proverb Pearls, discovering gems of wisdom for daily living. And we have come across a very rare gem here in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. I'm going to read it to you in the NASB. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is a brawler, and whoever is intoxicated by it is not wise. We could spend a lot of time talking about the issue of drinking alcohol, wine, strong drink, etc. And there's much in Scripture that we could discuss. I'm not going to actually focus on that as much. I know that there are some groups of people that would say the best thing to do is just not have it at all. And then there are others who go to the other side of it. I think it's pretty clear that in Scripture there is no prohibition from drinking wine, except for in certain circumstances for those who have made vows that are in certain roles, the Nazirite vow, etc. However, we can look in Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 26. It says, "You may spend the money," and speaking about coming to the holy days, the festivals in Jerusalem, it says, "You may spend the money for whatever your heart desires, for oxen or sheep, or wine, or strong drink, or whatever your heart desires, and there you shall eat in the presence of Jehovah your God, and rejoice you in your household." So I'm not going to get into trying to argue on whether you should ever touch alcohol or wine or not. However, Solomon does something very interesting. He goes and he focuses on two things that you might miss if you focus only on the wine and the strong drink and not look at context. As I like to say, language, history, and context, that's how we really get to understanding Scripture. He says, well, whoever is, and then he uses a word that is translated in the NASB as intoxicated, whoever is intoxicated by it. And then he does something that's only done here, the only place in all of Scripture where he uses two words, both in Hebrew and in English. So in English, the words are not wise. The only time. Not only in Proverbs, but anywhere in the Tanakh where not wise is used, and it's in this context. In other words, Solomon is saying, look, here's what it looks like to be wise, to invite wisdom, to connect with wisdom, to embrace wisdom, to listen to wisdom. But here's something that is not wise, and that is to allow yourself to be, and he uses the word in Hebrew, shogeh, from the word shagah. This actually is a really interesting word, and we can actually take a look at another verse just to kind of give some context. But what we're hearing and what we're seeing is there is something that is not wise, and that is to let wine or strong drink, or say, can I go so far as to say anything that's going to cause you to be shogeh, that's something that is not wise. Now let's use this other verse to take a look at how this word is used. Isaiah 28, verse 7. And it says, "And these also reel with wine and stagger from strong drink. The priest and the prophet reel with strong drink. They are confused by wine. They stagger from strong drink. They reel while having visions. They totter when rendering judgment." In other words, they can't do their job. They're not able to function in the way that they're supposed to function, that they need to function in their office, if they are shogeh, intoxicated. They are reeling. They are not stable. They're not able to, they're swerving, if I might say, as they're doing their job, because they've allowed for wine and or strong drink or whatever it is that's taking over their faculties. They have been intoxicated by it. You know, it's interesting. I've noticed as I was going through Proverbs, just as I sat down, I was watching television, and I asked myself how many times I would see a commercial that had to do with something that would take over the mind, whether it be an alcohol or a drug, etc. And sure enough, man, there were so many commercials, so many messages that I saw. And again, it isn't the issue of drinking that I'm addressing, that even Solomon is addressing. It's the issue of allowing yourself to be controlled, taken over by it. Did you know there was a statistic? I saw this, and I need to probably do some more study. So maybe somebody can check into this for me. I was watching television again, and they were talking about this issue of the influence of alcohol and how it has been a deadly influence. It said that 13 people an hour die due to drug or alcohol, and it uses the word influence, meaning that somehow that drug or that alcohol is causing a person to be a shogai, to reel, not able to keep their footing. They've lost their footing, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. Not having the ability to control your faculties. Then, therefore, you know what happens. You can fill in the blanks. And so this is the one gem that we see on the negative. This is what is lo hacham, not wise, to allow yourself to be influenced to the point of losing your footing, losing your stability. You become one who's swerving. And that's what Isaiah is talking about. That's what Proverbs is, through Solomon, is warning us of. So do me a favor, keep looking, keep digging. Just make sure that you keep your feet under you as you go about your daily life. Remember, we have an opportunity to apply these concepts, take these gems and apply them into our life. So you just keep digging. This is Proverb Pearls, and I am your friend and host, Keith Johnson.